In today's episode of Weathering Parenthood, I'm sitting down with Katie Costa. She is a ultrasound technologist and a content creator talking about all things motherhood on her page.
I wanted to be that safe space for other moms and other women to say, it's okay if you're messy. It's okay if you're a little helter-skelter and all over the place. All of us are in some way.
We talked about the highs and the lows of becoming a parent, specifically about the pregnancy loss that she experienced.
It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. It was so
how do you believe
hard.
News like that?
I was alone. It was COVID.
Right.
I couldn't bring anyone with me.
Katie Costa, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me,
The
Lauren.
Katie Costa.
The Katie Costa.
Like what the football players say on like Sunday Night Football when they're introducing the schools they went to.
Yeah.
But I like that.
The University of Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that University of Miami, it's the.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Like, I don't really understand why I have to say that, but I like the way you have it there. All right, so we're going to start with the hard-hitting questions first. Why are you so funny?
You know, I get this question a lot. You have to have a little bit of like childhood trauma to be funny. Like enough childhood trauma, and also getting bullied and being fat actually as a younger child and like into teenagehood really just shapes who you are as an adult. So I've always been funny. It's just, I'm a weirdo. I'm one of the weirdies of the world. I'm proud to say it too.
Good for
it's
you.
fine.
All right, so let's do like the normal questions. I just have to get that out of the way. She's very funny if no one knows who Katie is.
I mean, I think I'm funny too, so.
You are funny. And then I get, sometimes people ask me that question. Like, I don't think I'm that funny, but they're like, oh, that was so, I'm like, I'm not funny. I'm just honest.
Yeah.
And people like laugh and think what I'm saying is a joke.
Yeah.
But it's just me being.
I mean, I'm so authentic that it's
brutally honest.
Yeah, can you imagine not being authentic? God, what is that like to live in a world that you just can't be who you are? So
too boring. Okay,
way too boring.
So for people who are listening and watching who have no idea who you are and they've never seen you in their entire lives, give us a little like background on who you are, where you're from, that kind of stuff.
So I'm another New York transplant into South Florida.
Welcome.
Yep, thank you. I've been here now 15 years. So although my husband will be like, you're Floridian now, I'm like, I'm New York forever, baby. Like there's just no way that I could ever claim that I'm a Floridian, but I live here. I raise my kids here. But my husband and I have a really cute kind of Hallmark love story. His whole family are New Yorkers. He's born and raised in South Florida. I was obviously born and raised about an hour north of Manhattan. Mm-hmm. And my parents have this, probably about 2 acres, and there was a cottage on the back of the property. And my husband's aunt and uncle used to live in there. They lived there for 12 years. Okay. So they had all these nieces and nephews. They never had kids of their own. And their little nephew from Fort Lauderdale, Florida would fly up every Christmas and summer, and that's my husband. So I've known him since I'm 8.
That's really sweet.
So we re-met as adults. I was, footloose and fancy-free in New York City, like just dating around and being like a literal wild child. And he came back into my life. Yeah, I got to get that out of the way.
You do.
I mean, like, I'm so happy. Like, I will write a memoir one day and lock it and put it in a gravesite with me when I die. But I have to write it out. But I met him, and he was so different. And he was just a breath of fresh air from, like, the Goombas that I was dating in New York City. And we got engaged within 6 months. And people thought I was pregnant. I was like, no, bitches. I'm just like in love.
Good for you.
Yeah, and we knew each other. There was like that basis. So that's what he brought me down here.
That's great.
Yeah, he's a firefighter. He has a big time job with the Fort Lauderdale Fire Department. He's the union president.
Oh.
So like there was like big job. I know.
Yes.
I love a man in charge.
So
Put me and
much
my feminine baby. Like
yes, so much responsibility.
Truly. Yeah.
That's great. So when you moved down here 15 years ago, you said.
2010.
So I would consider you a Floridian-ish because you're like a pre-pandemic New Yorker.
Yes. I did not people were like mass exodus, like leaving Manhattan and the city. And I mean, I was here. I mean, we were like the Wild West down here during COVID. And I worked in a hospital throughout COVID. So it was
that
like,
must have been terrifying slightly.
It was. And I had 2 small boys, and like, they were like, school's closing. I'm like, what do I do with my kids? Like, my husband was an essential worker. I was an essential worker. It was actually wild.
Did you get a robot to watch them, or like
no?
how did
like
this? How
I
did
was
you
just
guys...
like, here, kids, go in the closet for a few hours. Here's the snacks. Mommy and Daddy will be back. No,
Smart.
we luckily like fend for yourselves.
Yeah.
My son was in kindergarten at the time, so he was the only one. My little one, he was in preschool.
Okay.
And they stayed open. And I was like, cool.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Go. Build immunity, kid. You're going to school.
We just, we made it work. We're a good team, my husband and I. So
that's great.
We figured it out. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you've been down here. When did you start content creation? What got you into it? How did this sort of all begin?
In my head, I've always been celebrity status because there is a little bit of false sense of like, I've always owned my own shit. And here's the thing about that is that when you're a kid, people and other kids think that's weird because you're outgoing or a little weird. And like, I've always kind of owned my weird. My mom would always say things like, be who you are. Never, don't ever falter from like where you are. Like you're great. So I've always been a chronic oversharer and definitely a TMI type of person. And what happens when you are someone like that is that there is this false sense of confidence. Like, well, I'm just going to say what I want to say. And if people don't like it, all right, you know,
scroll past.
Yeah. Like of course, as when you're a teenager, you do want to be liked. You want to be part of like the crews. Yeah. And I was actually friends with everyone because I'm very relatable and likable. And, you know, I meet people where they're at. And I think a lot of people can't even meet themselves where they're at. And you have to like yourself to be able to go on to be a influencer or a content creator. So there is a lot of cringe. It's very cringe. Like, I remember the first time I ever had to like talk in stories and I'm like, oh my God, like how am I going to do this? But you just kind of push past the cringe. And I started this a couple years ago on a whim.
Okay.
And for me, it was at the time, Instagram was very curated content. Yeah. These are like, you know, the carousel rolls of like just pictures. And I became a new mom and I was, you know, you're just comparing yourself to other people online and you're like, you know, there's this one creator, I won't name her, she's huge and she still has a huge following, but it's like, I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and then I'm go for a run and then I'm journaling and my kids are still sleeping, then I make a coffee and then the kids wake up and I make them a 15-course fucking breakfast and my husband wakes up and he runs and I'm like, this is not real. Yeah. There's no way in hell this woman's doing it without help. Yeah. So I wanted to be that safe space for other moms and other women to say, it's okay if you're messy. It's okay if you're a little helter-skelter and all over the place. All of us are in some way. Motherhood is a total mind warp. Like you literally morph into someone different than who you were previous to motherhood. And I wanted women to come to my page and feel safe and comfortable and laugh a little on the way. And I think I've done a really good job at growing my community that way. So
I do too. I'll agree with you because I remember before I had both of my kids, I was like, oh, look, it's going to be so pretty and nice and flowers and rainbows and wonderful. And then like I had my kid and I'm like, this is disgusting. It's disgusting. There's poop on the walls and he's peeing everywhere.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm just going to lose the baby weight. I'm going to breastfeed. I'm going to have tons of milk. And then you know, your nipples don't want to work or your baby has a tongue tie or
and you can't walk after you give birth and it's disgusting.
I mean, I'll be honest, I never liked pregnancy and
me neither.
This triggers people because it is such a blessing and me being in healthcare, I know how many women struggle with infertility and it really is awful. Yeah. But I am not my best self when I'm pregnant and that's okay. And of course I thought it was miraculous and it's so amazing, but I'm like a total recluse when I'm like the opposite of what I am. I'm so outgoing normally, but pregnancy, I'm like, put me in a hole until this baby is born and just when the light comes, like I'll come out of the closet soon. But yeah, pregnancy for me was not, I don't think I thrived in pregnancy.
I didn't either. I was sick for like most of it.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
I was sick for like the first and a half trimester and then I got pregnant with my second and I thought, oh, like, maybe it'll be better this time. Yeah. And it was somehow worse. And I was sick. Right. I was throwing up every day for 30 weeks. Like it was terrible. And I feel you. And
really
hard. I felt very lucky and very blessed that I was able to, you know, because I do have friends that have struggled with infertility. I have friends that go through IVF. But yeah, it just doesn't agree with my body. Yeah. So
I'm much better when they're out. And then I've lost my mind collectively over the last few years being a parent. But, you know, there's something special about it. And honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done with my life.
Good for you. It really is great.
I mean, listen, it's messy, it's gross, but that's why I go online and I'm like, hi, here's my laundry that's piled up my entire walls. Like there's shit everywhere, but it's going to be okay because it has to be. Like I do better when they are asleep and I can like, you know, when they're not, when they're not like, you know, making
attached to you.
I'm like, okay, I can figure this out. But
yeah, I like say like and think sometimes like we should probably buy another laundry basket. But if we do, then we're just gonna have more clothes that aren't folded.
Lauren, don't do that.
It's
exactly.
Like, it's really bad.
I have like 15 because I'm like maybe I'll just put them. You should see my house right now. Come on over. I'll show you all the laundry baskets I have. It's crazy.
We'll do a whole tour. Yeah. We'll make something out of it. We'll see what we can find inside the laundry baskets that might be hiding.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find stuff.
Hopefully some mental clarity or peace. cookies. I don't know. It's on the bottom of the laundry basket. I won't ever get there.
Or
so.
a snack.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think is also really cool about you being like super relatable is one, you're sharing like the dirty and the gross and the real stuff, but you also work
I do.
as
an ultrasound technologist. Yeah. Technologist, I know.
Technologist. She knows technology.
Yes, I do. I do look at cancer every week.
Wow.
I mean, I started off doing, I was in New York City.
Yes,
I was in New York City, and I was doing everything, you name it, like ER, OR, inpatient, outpatient. My mom's a nurse, and she's like, "Don't be a nurse. You're gonna see blood and poop and guts and gore. Just be an ultrasound tech." And I saw that as an ultrasound tech.
But then you became a parent, and now you're seeing blood and poop and all.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't matter. It's just like a revolving door of ick. But
just a different person that's pooping on you.
Exactly. I don't mind my kids pooping on me. You know, adult men or
that's different.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Well, now I'm in the women's imaging part, which is a huge passion project for me.
That's great.
Because I'm a girl's girl through and through. I will always be a girl's girl. And for me, like that part of my life, like I do feel like I was sent here on earth to do that job. And that is why like I haven't like completely jumped ship into the content creation. Like I can do it all most days.
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's got this.
I've got it all. I mean, I can do it all. I mean, in my head, it's like I just have to tell myself that, because if I don't, I will crawl into a hole and cry. So, but it's just supporting others. I really am just a huge like compassionate person. So, and I do save lives in my own way. I'm not a doctor, but we work as a team. So that's pretty
amazing.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, you're getting to maybe like make a difference in people's lives,
I totally do. Like
that.
I do. And even if I can't give results, because I can't, I am finding the cancers for the doctors. And I am like that person's like, I don't know. It's so hard because it's such a anxiety provoking thing to get a mammogram and an ultrasound. And like, I just turned 41. So like all my friends are doing this now. Right. So I just tell them all like, it's okay. You have to do it. You just have to do it. Be your own advocate. Feel your boobs. If you're listening, please feel your boobs right now. Actually, just do it.
Everyone, go.
Yeah, do it. Go ahead, Lauren.
Do it now.
Yeah.
We keep smacking our mics. The people that I've interviewed so far, like everyone has like a different background.
Yeah.
So
I know it's crazy. I mean, I really thought I'd be on Broadway or an actress somewhere, but
you could totally do that.
I could try, I did try my hand at it a little bit in New York City, but I was like, ooh, I mean, it'll definitely chew you up and spit you out, that world.
You can just have like singing parties with your kids.
I mean, karaoke, I can kill a karaoke, Lauren. Let's go to karaoke. Drinks and karaoke.
I'm down.
Although I'm a little hoarse now from screaming at my kids, so probably have some polyps on my vocal
It's fine. Then
cords.
we can wait a week. We can go like X amount of days that I haven't screamed at my children or whatever. And when that gets to like 4 or 5. That's when we can set the date for that.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to talk about the connection that you have made online sharing who you are, because I'm sure a lot of women really appreciate, like the gross and the real that you're sharing, because they see a lot of this like curated, white cabinet kitchen that doesn't have anything on it, and mine's covered in bottles because my kid's not one yet. Like,
exactly.
What kind of community have you made, and the kind of connections that you've gotten from women that reach out to you? I'm sure men follow you too, even.
They do. I mean, I think they follow me because I have big boobs, so that's fine. Because I had one reel go viral, 64 million with my husband, 64 million views. Craziness.
That's amazing.
But I'm like, men don't belong at my page.
Right. It's
they
women.
really don't.
It's women's
It's
stuff.
like, come girls. Like I want to be like Mother Hen and let everyone know like the whole thing. Back to your question was, the community I've built is beautiful. It's a bunch of moms just like us that are just trying to make it through the day. And if I can show my life and have humility and humor and let someone laugh, or I've so many times I've had people say, "Oh my God, Katie, I need this laugh," or "Oh my God, you're ridiculous, but I love you." Like they love the banter between my husband and I. They love that I am a type B mom. I really am a type B mom. I've always been a type B person. It's gotten worse with motherhood because now I have 3 kids, and it's like managing myself, managing them, managing a household, being a good wife, also being an ultrasound tech, also being a content creator, which is literally for me, it's a full-time job. And there's no really off days for my content creation.
Right.
So I think people see that and they're like, wow, like, how do you do it all? I'm like, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not medicated. I probably should be. But my community of followers, I call them friends. They're all my friends. I actually respond to most of my messages.
That's awesome.
I could like get someone from like Indonesia to answer
Right,
but I won't do it because that's so inauthentic, and I thrive on authenticity, and it's just who I am. It would be so weird if someone else was like messaging at back my followers, you know?
Because you want to talk to them. You want to know who you're making this stuff for.
Yeah. I mean, every year when I do my holiday photos, I say, who wants a photo? Who wants my Christmas photo? And I send it out to 50 followers every year.
Oh, that's so cute.
So like, it's just a piece of me.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like they're part of this community because they are. Because I do watch my own stuff, but like I'm doing it for everyone else too. And also I want them to feel, I want it to be relatable, and I want them to feel like, wow, like we're friends.
I love that.
We are.
That is very true. And I'm sure it's great for them to see someone like, oh, you know, she's also sort of a mess, or has 80,000 piles of laundry. Because I also have 80,000 piles of laundry in my house. It's like it's like a revolving door, doesn't stop.
I have a friend who her house is like, she's type A. You know, like some of my best friends are type A.
Same.
And I think I thrive with it because I'm like, wow, like we kind of ping off of each other. But yeah, my laundry's never done. If I was a stay-at-home mom, maybe it'd be better.
Yeah.
But most nights I look at the laundry or look at the dishes and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that tonight because I need sleep, or like I need to doom scroll TikTok and Instagram for 3 hours. So that's, you know, it's all about choices.
Yeah.
Because
we can go with the flow.
We really do. Like, I'm chronically late to everything. I was actually late to this interview.
She was like 4 minutes late. It wasn't late. To me, that's not late. Like, that's fine. If you were like an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
4 minutes is fine. We'll allow that. So how old are all of your kids?
So my oldest, Luke, he's 11.
Okay.
My middle son, Declan, he is 8. And my youngest, we had a little surprise pregnancy. She's my rainbow baby. She is 3, almost 4. Her name's Bryn. She's a little spitfire. She's a wild one.
So my boys are also 3 years apart, like your oldest.
It's good. Like now I'm seeing the difference because my son is like preteen and like my 8-year-old still playing with dinosaurs. So like there's definitely like it makes me so sad that they're growing up. Like I really I think that's like the hardest part about motherhood is like it's a slow breakup. And I'm like, I tell them all, I mean, I smother the shit out of them. I love them so much, and I hug them and I tell them, you're always going to be my babies. And like my 11-year-old the other day was like, no, I'm not. I'm like, you will always be my baby.
It's like, gross, Mom. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, me. Yeah. In public, no, like don't, like, Mom, you're stop. But like at night, he's like, can you hold me?
Aww.
And yeah,
that's really sweet.
They love their mamas.
So I know you. Oh my God, my youngest,
totally
such a mama's boy. I love it so much though. So I want to talk about you have PCOS. I believe.
have PCOS with an insulin resistance.
Okay.
I always have. I obviously was misdiagnosed a million times as a teenager, and this comes back to everyone should be listening. Advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
If there's a symptom, if you don't like what a doctor's saying, find another doctor. But I have PCOS, so like I've actually had a few miscarriages. I think between each kid. Obviously the last one. Obviously after the third, we're like no more. But I've had a few really horrible heartbreaks with that, and I actually was pregnant with a baby boy in August 2020. We found out we were pregnant, and we were not trying. We were winging it. After the second, I had a miscarriage between my boys, and that was actually a chemical pregnancy. Okay. So like nothing ever formed. It was just my body didn't recognize it. And I'm an ultrasound tech. I scanned myself. I knew that pregnancy would be abnormal because the sac didn't look right. Like I knew it. So I had a DNC, and then I got literally the next cycle, I got pregnant with my son, Declan. After him, we were like, we do want more kids, but we were overwhelmed. Like we were so overwhelmed. And then COVID happened, and it was just total chaos. My husband and I, our schedule were total opposite because we were trying to manage being essential workers and having 2 kids at the time, one being a toddler. And we got pregnant out of nowhere. And it was the most joyous feeling. Like I was like, oh my God, we didn't have to try because the boys, we like had to try because my PCOS, like I never know when I ovulate. I ovulate like day 20. Most women are about to get a period by then. So we found out we were pregnant. I was elated, of course. And I was like, let me wait the 12 weeks, right? Because that's what women do, because God forbid. And honestly, I never thought that I'd have an abnormal pregnancy. I was young. I was like, I think it was like 36 at the time. And my OBGYN calls me and she's like, hey, I got the blood work, the NIP test, the
NIPT, yeah.
And why don't you come in for the results? And I was like, oh shit, that's not good.
Yeah.
And I'm in the medical field for so long, and I know my OBGYN and I know her nurses. So I really thought I was like, well, maybe I didn't know what to think. Honestly, I think I like was starting to disassociate. And when I walked in, the nurses, like I could read the room. I understood, like they just were like, oh, come on in. They weren't their friendly self. And she walked in and she's like, it's a boy and he has trisomy 13 and you have to abort this pregnancy. I was 12 weeks and I was like in shell shock. All I heard was that it's a boy. Like I've been waiting to hear the gender, right? Like that's no one, when people say, I just want a healthy baby. Like, and I after this pregnancy, when I got pregnant with my fourth technically baby, I just wanted healthy. People are like, what if it's a girl? I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
I want this baby to be healthy. So he was not healthy. He had trisomy 13, which is, there's plenty of trisomies. Trisomy 21 is, Down syndrome, which we all know. But trisomy 13 and trisomy 18 are incompatible with life. Nice. It's just one of those things that it hit me like a ton of bricks and I didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. It was so
how do you believe
hard.
news like that?
I was alone. It was COVID.
Right.
I couldn't bring anyone with me. I texted my sister, my mom, and I was like, it's trisomy 13. I can't talk. I just want to let you know, and it's a boy. And to call my husband, I couldn't even like formulate words. I made them retake my blood. I'm like, please send my blood again. Maybe this is a mistake. I had to wait like 2 weeks for that results. Those 2 weeks, it came back. When I first got the blood work, it was 50% that he had it. And then when it came back after the other 2 weeks, it was 75% that he had it. So, and then as time was going on, like I didn't want to make this rash decision to electively, abort a pregnancy. I grew up Catholic. So of course I grew up with pro-life, mentality. And then I got older and I saw friends having pregnancies, that they unwanted pregnancies when they were teenagers. I've had a few, but I realized, okay, really is a woman's choice. I just never thought that I'd have to make that choice for myself.
Right.
I always practice safe sex, and I've had a lot of sex in my life, and I've always practiced safe sex.
Right.
And here I was in this loving, beautiful, nourishing marriage. Like we have such a great thing, and thank God we do, because I really think that if we were not as strong as we were, it would have broken us like apart, and it did break us apart emotionally. But I was like, there is this like toy of like playing God, right? Like I was like, okay, I have my foundation of like Catholicism, like, you're going to go to hell, abortion's bad. And then it was like, but what about me and my life and my other children's life? This is a trickle down effect.
Right.
If I were to choose to see this pregnancy through and birth this baby who will inevitably die in my arms. Right. He wouldn't even have really made it to 40 weeks. Typically, your body realizes and it go
does
into
it on
labor.
its own. Yeah.
So we made the harrowing decision to terminate for medical reasons. And honestly, thank God I did it at the time, because now there's a 6-week abortion ban here in Florida. And listen, it's such a taboo subject. No one wants to talk about it.
Right.
You never know what you're going to do until you're in that seat. And I was forced to make that decision. And there's a lot of women that choose to see those pregnancies through. And I wish them well. Like, I don't think I could have mentally done that. And that's why, like, when it comes to abortion rights, like, I know this is a lot of people, when I finally went clean about it, I had told everyone I had a miscarriage because I wasn't strong enough for people's opinions at the time.
Right.
I literally like I was already nitpicking myself and like, Monday morning quarterbacking my decision. Like, did I make the right decision? Because it was a really horrible experience.
Right.
Like,
I'm sure it was.
No one goes into an abortion clinic with like, popping champagne and they're excited. It's really terrible. It's just terrible all around. And I feel like I will have to like write like a memoir about this, because so many women terminate for medical reasons and it's never talked about.
Right.
Because abortion isn't talked about. And because it is so politicized, but it really is something between the person, their physician, and their family members. And I don't regret my decision ever, because as like a mom, you take on the pain of your kids. And excuse me, I thought, he'll never know pain. He'll only know my womb. So let me take on the pain for him. And I did that. And that's a gift. I gave him a gift. So for me, like, it's not in vain. He is talked about. His name is Connor. And we talk about him all the time. My boys always talk about him. So in my head, everyone's like, when I was pregnant with Bryn, my fourth child, they're like, maybe it's another boy. Like, I'm like, I already have 3 boys. Like, one's in heaven. So for me, like, I would take on, I mean, any of my children's pain, like put it on me.
Yeah.
And that's just the crux of being a mom. You just do, it's like it's the most like unconditional love. And even though I never met my son in person, he was in my body. I felt him move, and I know that he's resting peacefully in heaven. So, and it all that had to happen so I could have my daughter, Bryn, and I couldn't imagine my life without her either. So, it's been an emotional journey, clearly, like, but it's like a phoenix. Like, I've rose from the ashes. I was really at my lowest of lows after that experience, and it broke open a different part of me. It was complete despair. Like, you lose your grandparents. I had lost a friend, but that experience changed my life.
Yeah. No parent should ever have to experience the loss of a child.
No, and then you have all the judgment.
Yeah.
So, like, my Christian friends, like, some of them, it depended. Like, some of them were like, Jesus still loves you. Like, we're all here on earth, whatever. And then I had friends that would really shunned me and really judged me for my decision. And I'll never forget the way they made me feel when I was literally at my lowest. So
when you eventually did share this with your community and your followers, I assume there was also an outflow of support. Maybe there were other women who also had to make a decision like this. What was that like?
It was very overwhelming because I am someone that is an open book. I've always shared my stories everywhere. So when I did lose him, I told everyone I had a miscarriage at first. And then a year later, I got strong enough and I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell my story. And my mom's like, oh my God, please don't. Because there is a lot of judgment to it, like no one wants to talk about it, but abortions happen every day. It sucks. And I did get a lot of support. I don't think I really got any backlash. Maybe people unfollowed, but I'd rather you quietly leave then that's fine. And maybe someone's going to listen to this and maybe they won't want to follow me, and that's fine. I don't judge anyone for their decisions here on earth. Like, I'm not the creator of life. Like, I'm not here to condemn anyone. This is my walk. This is my journey. So I've had so many people message me, and then I had so many women tell me they had to do the same thing for medical reasons.
Wow.
So I became part of this group that no one wants to be a part of. No one wants to be a part of it. Like, I love that child. I still love him. I will love him forever. And my husband will say the same. When we talk about him, he's still part of our life. But that entire scenario what happened is really, I look back, I'm like, I can't believe that happened. I really can't. It was so heartbreaking.
I'm sure. And it's amazing that you're sharing your story with us today, with your followers. Because like you said, like, there are people who go through so many different types of things. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to motherhood or any aspect of being a parent, you just sometimes feel so alone.
It felt so alone. And motherhood can be polarizingly lonely.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how lonely it can be because there isn't this village, right? You have to make your village now. I don't have my family that lives down here. I have my in-laws who are great, but where's the village? But I did feel like I had a great support group with my girlfriends, my husband, my family when that happened, and my followers. Like, they're so supportive. They love me hard. If you're listening and you're a follower of mine, I love you. I love you all.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very low. Like, when you're up at 3 a.m. and you're feeding your child and the whole world is asleep.
Yep.
Like, tears have run down my face.
My God.
I feel so alone
and you're
right
exhausted.
Now. Yes. Yeah. But like, then I kind of come to think, like, there's definitely other moms awake with their babies right now whose kids also won't sleep.
No. These damn kids, they don't like to sleep.
I don't know why.
They will sleep eventually if you're listening.
Yes.
They do finally sleep.
My 4-year-old sleeps now, thankfully.
Yeah.
So when you went through all of this, I'm so sorry. That you had to,
Thank you.
This is like unbelievably hard to deal with, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got pregnant with your daughter.
Yes.
What was that roller coaster of emotion I'm sure you had like?
Oh, I mean, it was complete insanity. Of course, I was neurotic, crazy. Pregnancy after loss is a different type of animal that if you haven't experienced it, it's wild because, and also me being in the medical field, me being an ultrasound technologist, I have scanned plenty of fetal demises and crazy abnormalities. Like, I've seen all that. So like when it happened to me, I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I've done all the right things in my life.
Right.
What do you mean? I'm young. So That experience to me just, it changed everything. What was the question again?
It was when you found out that you were pregnant with your daughter.
Yes.
What was that, the emotions that went through your head, and how was that like?
So we say goodbye to our baby boy Connor, December 2020. Fast forward to February 2021. I'm an essential work in a hospital. I go get my second COVID vaccine. We're really talking about hot topics here. Shit, are people going easy now? Anyway,
If you don't like it, just turn it off and scroll. It's
so
fine.
they're like, "Are you pregnant?" I'm like, "No, nope." Can't even remember. Like, when you're not trying to have a baby, you're not tracking when you have sex.
Right.
When you're trying, you're like, and my husband was a firefighter. Like, I'm like, I'll come to the firehouse. Like,
yeah. It's so
crazy.
uncute.
It's so uncute. It's gross. So I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. Cool. Weeks goes by, missed a period. I'm like, not a big deal. PCOS, right?
Right.
So I never get a period on time. And then I was like, my nipples hurt.
Something feels off.
Something feels a little crazy. And I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant. This is February of 2021. So I was like, I was like a lunatic because I'm like, what the hell? I ended up miscarrying that pregnancy.
Oh, no.
And I was actually happy about it. I was 6 weeks long and I was like, I wasn't mentally ready.
Right.
So then fast forward June, I'm like, my mom and dad are in from New York. My nipples start burning again. I'm like, oh my God.
This is her body's signal.
Yeah, like literally, like that's it. And peed on a stick. And I was like, holy moly, we're doing this again. Like I was terrified. But of course, when I'm nervous or, like have nervous energy, I try to make something humorous.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to record me throwing this pregnancy test to my husband. And that got like millions and upon millions of views. And he says, I threw the pregnancy test at him. He goes, Jesus Christ, Katie. He's like, you fertile myrtle. He's like, we don't have enough sex for this to happen. But clearly we do, because I was pregnant 3 times in a year. But that's I'll stand on business with PCOS because you just never know. But
yeah.
That was Bryn. She's my little rainbow baby.
That's amazing.
And it was an incredible journey. I really had to dig very deep. And I actually didn't scan myself at all that pregnancy. Because, ultrasound techs, we scan ourselves all the time.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. You're
So-
just there. You're like, let's just look.
Yeah.
Let's see what the foot looks like today.
Yeah, pretty much. And I just held my breath for 9 months, and I had a scheduled C-section, and she came out, and I was hysterical. Like I let out this like ferocious primal cry, and everyone's like, she's fine. Like she's fine. I'm like, no, it's over. My anxiety was so paralyzing. I could finally be like, okay, she's out of my body. She's good. It's over. Now the real fun begins is, keeping them alive for the rest of their lives.
Yes, right? So you have your beautiful rainbow baby girl, Bryn.
Yes.
What was it like bringing home like your daughter to your boys? Like what was that love? I'm
course.
sure like the cutest thing like.
The cutest thing, also, of course, I, vlogged it all. But
Right.
It was...
Like holding a phone while she's getting cut open
Pretty
on
much,
the
yeah.
table.
I literally was like, Bird. That's why I call my husband Bird. His name's Keith. But you can call him Bird if you see him out in the wild. But it was amazing. I felt so complete. She was, in the grand scheme of things, I had to go through the pits of hell and desperation and just, I literally got on my knees so many times and asked God, why is this happening? And she was it. She's why. She's the why.
She's very cute.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
She got ready with you this morning. She did her under eye,
Yes.
the under eye thing.
She's so girly, but she's also tough because she's got these 2 older brothers that just beat her up, But she beats them back.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's got to stand her ground.
She's got to stand her ground.
So I love that you, like while you're going through all of this, keep hitting this microphone, are sharing or at least after, shared all this with your community because I think one of the biggest reasons like why I wanted to start this podcast was like, let's have a vent session with our mom friends.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different parts of parenthood for me that I was like, this is not what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And like, why didn't anybody tell me that after I gave birth, it was going to be hard to walk?
Yes.
Like I didn't know that was a thing.
Right? Because everyone's like, oh, you have a baby and great, you go home and it's
Right.
It's total insanity, chaos every day. Even if you have one kid, it doesn't matter. You're literally responsible for another human being. You birthed, you made, created in your womb, and then birthed the baby, and then it's like, here you go.
Feed it with your body now, should you choose to decide to.
Yes.
Like
I'm all about fed is best.
Yeah,
So
do what you gotta do.
But
Doesn't
like
matter.
it's a total just a mind F, Like
Yes.
sometimes I look at these kids and I'm like, whose kids are these? What? Aren't I 21 years old running around New York City?
I like to say that I'm perpetually 27.
Yeah.
And so.
That was a great age. Yeah.
That I have, but I'm a teen mom.
I'm a teen mom.
I have children. Like, what's going on?
I'm a total teen mom.
Yeah. So do you think there was an aspect, like before you had your oldest even, do you think there was an aspect of parenthood that was like wildly different than what you thought it would be, or just completely unexpected?
I always knew that I was meant for motherhood.
Okay.
I'm one of those that grew up with baby dolls. I grew up with huge Italian, Irish family members. Like, I'm talking like 15 cousins on one side, like 12 cousins on the other. I really did go into the role of motherhood very confident, but I didn't realize how much anxiety it would produce. And it is very anxiety provoking because I am anxious. I do have my own anxiety, but it amped it up tenfold, you know? So I don't think I realize, I wish I wasn't such a helicopter mom, but I am. So I don't think I think I was going to be really like, la, la, la. It's cool, but I'm definitely more of an anxious mom. I really am.
But that's okay. That's okay.
And I've kind of just gotten to that role. I'm like, all right, you know, but I'd rather me tell them at nauseum, like, stop jumping.
When you have boys, I feel like it's different. Mine like scales the side of the couch, and he goes, "Watch me jump from the couch to like we have that little like trampoline thingy, to get out his energy." And he just like jumps across the living room to that. Mommy, watch this. Now I'm gonna jump on the counter. I'm like, stop doing that.
Please don't.
You're gonna give me a heart attack. So I don't blame you, because when you have children like jumping off the walls,
and they've broken bones and they've had stitches and near-death experiences, which we'll talk about on another podcast, but. It's, I also, besides the anxiety part, I didn't realize how much love there was.
Yeah.
It breaks open another part of you and you grow another heart. Like the love is it's so deep. It's so unconditional. It's something I can't even put my finger on. I think most mothers could actually relate to that. Like, it's just this like orb of love, and, they might be pooping on you or peeing on you or coloring with, a permanent marker on your white couch, because that has happened. But you love those little shits anyway,
I agree. We have stickers that won't come off.
Yeah. The stickers. God help us. Yes.
So many stickers. Lightning McQueen is all over one of the counters in my won't come off.
Yep.
Stop. I mean, I'm sure I can get like oil or something.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, let me just take these off. Yeah. They don't come off.
No, they don't.
So that's just now a part of like the interior design decor of my home, which is
it's lived in. It's love.
Great. And that's okay. Let's talk about a lived-in house for a second, because when people are like, look at my
beautifully
let me do my
pottery barn.
Let me do my unboxing of whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, doesn't anyone live in your house?
Yeah.
Like, don't you have several children?
Yeah.
Like, for me, our counters are a mess.
Yeah.
Because not like they're clean. They're just cluttered with 8 different bottles, because I don't want the blue one today. I want the red one.
Yeah. It's
same
crazy.
cup. Just drink the water.
Yeah. My house, I go through spurts of like, I don't give a crap that everything's out. This is how we live.
Right.
And then I have my moments of like pure
throw everything away.
I'm like, it's visual chaos and it's visual anxiety for me. And I'm like, I have to clean now. So like, that's the ADHD. Like,
we're the same.
I'm literally just like, I have ADHD paralysis. I'm like, screw it. It won't get clean. And then no one else cleans but me. I love my husband. He does a lot, but he doesn't do it like I do. So I'm like, ugh, and then I just freak out. But for the most part, like, I thought I'd be the mom that like really wanted all the toys hidden. And now I'm like, whatever. Like, it's such a season. So if you're listening and you're in this like very young kid season of life, guess what? They're going to grow up. They want phones. They want to be with their friends.
They don't want to be with you anymore.
No. And they're in their room. And it's like, please come and play with your Matchbox cars everywhere. I miss when my boys were little. Right now I'm in the little girl phase, which is fun because she wants to be princess and tea party. And and like she has like, she loves Gabby's Dollhouse, which is like a new thing.
I've heard of that show.
So I'm like, you know what? Have all the toys out.
Yeah.
But please put them the F away. God help us.
The other day,
they don't though.
The other day recently, my 4-year-old was like, let's clean up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did you just say to me? You want to clean?
Yeah.
You want to put your toys away? That's literally never happened.
No.
The other day, they just had their birthday party. So like there was a little toy that was given to my 1-year-old and he just like threw all of the pieces of the toys around. And then he goes, bye, mommy. And he runs out the door with my husband because he had to go somewhere. And I was like, did you just throw these toys all over the ground just for fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think it's great.
They do. But that gives me hope because like there's a little table and a jumper and a trampoline like in my living room, just like sitting in front of the couch and the TV at all times.
Yeah. And it, in a blink of an eye, it's gone.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, it's such a fleeting, motherhood is so fleeting. And we think, I remember wishing time away when my boys were younger. I was so overwhelmed. I was working full time. I was like, how am I going to do this? And I really, you're going to miss it. I hate it. I hate when people tell me this shit. I'm like, just go away.
Right.
Don't tell me that. But you will miss it. There's just something, it's just like a slow breakup. It's just like, what do you mean you grow up and you eventually leave this house? What the heck? How dare you? You can't leave, you know? But that's, if you do motherhood the right way, they will evolve and they do move on and they become these beautiful people because of you, you know? And it's up to us to not raise assholes. So
you're very true.
We can't. It's like, I'm like, no, that we have a no a-hole policy. Like you guys will be also like boys, like, but also like, I just want them to be good people. I want them to love like I love. I want them to be compassionate. I want them to be deep thinkers, and they are. And I want them to be confident. And listen, when they do, you know, fly the coop, I'll cry because, you know, that
but you
journey
did something right if they're able to do that on their own.
Exactly.
Which is important.
Totally. It's amazing.
So I like to end each episode with our high and low for the week. Because I'm a meteorologist, though, we call it our sun and our storm.
Perfect.
So I'll go first. You just let your brain start going. So I'll start with my storm because we like to end things positively around here.
Yes, please do.
So my little one is currently sick. Him and his all their little classmate baby friends, cold and fever.
Yeah, they like to swap it all.
And
with each
he's
other.
like, his eyes are like, he like looks tired and there's just like gunk falling out of his nose. He'll be fine. But I'm like, this is like your first illness. You're it's like
literally
your rite of passage.
Pitiful. Yeah.
The germs are yuck.
Yeah.
And then my son is that my oldest, my S-U-N is that my oldest son, S-O-N. We do, you know, soccer, like little toddler soccer on the weekends. And he's like running around on the field, scoring goals, listening to the teacher, like totally loving it. Like he's now like old enough and his brain's like coming on a little bit.
Yeah, it's
where
great.
He like understands like the concept of things.
Yeah.
And it's so like great to see him like thriving in a sport.
I love when they thrive. I love when they're learning and growing and you see their brain growing and they're recognized. It's really amazing.
And they say like words. The other day he was like trapezoid. He like said that to me. I'm like, you can say that word. Like that's complicated for me even.
Right?
I feel like like I'm a math background person.
Yeah.
And you know what a trapezoid is? It was just like,
it's amazing.
It's really wild. Okay, your turn.
All right. Well, my storm was me losing my mind and screaming. And that happens.
It does.
Because
and that's okay.
I get triggered when I have to repeat myself 100 times. So, and they know better because my older ones are older. Like my baby's still 3, you know, but the boys, they know better. So I'm a little hoarse because I screamed at the top of my lungs. So that's fine. Okay. They forgive me. Hopefully they forget. Listen, like I said, a little childhood drama to be a little funny.
They're going to be so funny when they're
I'm like,
older.
what's your childhood trauma going to be? A funny mom, a dad that is amazing. Like, what is it? It's going to be me being overbearing probably. But my son, my middle son was struggling with reading and he still struggles, but he's been doing amazing because I've fought very hard to get him the support he needs. And he's doing great. And to me, like, when your child struggles, this is another podcast, you know.
You'll come back.
Yes. But when your child's struggling academically, it's very hard because it gets put on the mother, you know, like you feel like it's your thing. So to see him like really thriving and growing in this, you know, educational environment, I prayed a lot about it, but he's doing great and he has a wonderful teacher. So that is definitely my son for the week.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
The Katie Costa, like capitalize
the Katie Costa. That's me.
Thank you for being here with us today
Thank you
and for
having me.
sharing your story. This was incredible. We're going to put all of your links and things at the bottom of this episode so people can follow along and listen to you rant about math homework.
Yes, and my crazy eyebrows and my laundry. And come if you want a good laugh, you want to cry, come see me.
It is a really great place. Thanks again for being here with us today.
Lauren.
Thank you all for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time. I loved that conversation with Katie. It's really nice to meet a fellow type B mom who also has piles of laundry all over their house. I love that we were able to just chat and relate about all the really funny aspects of parenthood. And I think it's really brave that she was able to share her story about pregnancy loss and now the joy that her daughter brings to her life. Rain or shine, we are all under the same sky. We'll see you next week.